2 webinar of our Saturday webinar series hosted by Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. Myself, Dr. Rahalya, working as a Managed Fellow. So since October 2020, Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship has been at the forefront of agricultural innovations, hosting consecutive weekly webinars that have touched countless entrepreneurs and transformed numerous agricultural ventures, reaching over more than 50,000 participants across the country, all guided, mentored, and inspired by more than 500 expert speakers. Today marks another milestone in this remarkable journey. As a center of excellence in agribusiness incubation, operate under the National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, MANECIA has redefined the landscape of agricultural entrepreneurship. Our center has been the cradle of innovation for 110 transforming them into viable enterprises. We take immense pride in having supported 562 startups across diverse agriculture sectors, each contributing to the transformation of India's agriculture ecosystem. What sets MANECIA apart is our comprehensive approach to the entrepreneurship development. Our comprehensive support system offering expert guidance and specialized training in crucial areas such as agro-processing, post-harvest technologies, value addition, farm mechanization, animal husbandry, fisheries, dairy, commodity trading, supply chain management, and agri-consultancy, ensuring that our entrepreneurs are equipped to tackle every challenges in their journey. Today's session holds a special significance as we are going to discuss on the topic called Food Safety Standards and Quality Control Regulations for Startups. It is honor to introduce our speaker for the today's session, who will share their invaluable insights. Her experience and wisdom will undoubtedly inspire and guide us towards the new possibilities in the agri-startup ecosystem. So without delay, I would like to introduce the other speakers for the today's session. To introduce our speaker, I would like to call our Managing Intern Subhashini.
Good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce team from SSA, Ms. Lydia Sonalisi and Ms. Supriya Shanmugama. Firstly, I would like to introduce Ms. Lydia Sonalisi, who is the Assistant Director at the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. She is a passionate food technologist with the MTech in Food Quality Management and a gold medalist in our program. At FSSI, she plays a vital role in ensuring food safety laws, inspecting industries, and ensuring compliance. She was also selected by the US government for the prestigious systems. Secondly, I would like to welcome Ms. Supriya Shanmugam, Technical Officer at the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. She has been actively contributing to ensuring food safety and compliance with national quality standards. Ms. Supriya was a graduate of Ethiraj College of Women, Chennai, and possesses expertise in food safety management. With a rich experience at FSSI, she has been involved in implementing and monitoring food safety regulations in the high standards. Food safety standards and quality regulations for startups, helping budding entrepreneurs understand the regulatory framework and best practices for ensuring safe and compliant food products. With this short introduction, I would like to hand over the session to Ms. Supriya.
Usha ma'am, kindly share her PPT.
Good morning, everyone. I'm thankful for my director for nominating me and the Lydia madam for nominating me for this presentation. And I thank the team for inviting us to share this presentation. And my presentation today, ma'am, next slide. Ma'am, next slide. In my presentation, I'm going to give introduction about Food Safety Standards Authority of India and Food Safety Compliance System, where you will be registering for the license and registration and food labeling requirements for food products and Q&A session. Next slide, ma'am. Food Safety Standards Authority of India. It is a statutory body. It is under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and the headquarters is located in New Delhi, and it has 4 regional offices: Chennai, Kolkata, Ghaziabad, and Mumbai. The headquarters is located in New Delhi. Next slide, ma'am. Food Safety Standards Authority of India is established under the Section 4 of Food Safety Standards Act. The main mandate is to lay down the science-based standards for food articles and regulate the manufacture, storage, distribution, sale, and import of food products and ensure the availability of safe and wholesome food to the consumers. Next slide, ma'am. So under the FSSAI Act, there are 21 regulations has been notified by FSSAI. So these are all that is licensing and registration of food business regulations 2011. In this, the procedure for licensing and registration, the eligibility criteria, and the procedure for applying the license, everything has been elaborated. And food safety standards, food product standards, and food additive regulations, here nearly 450 for food products, the standards has been notified, and the permissible limit of the permissible additives for the particular food category has been mentioned, and the standards for proprietary foods, irradiated foods has been mentioned in this regulation. Food safety standards, health supplements, nutraceutical, food for special dietary use, food for special medical purpose, functional food, and novel food regulation. In this, the general requirements for health supplements, nutraceuticals, and the target group, and the overall the format, the format, what are the formats it has to be given, and the age groups has been mentioned, and the labeling requirements of health supplement nutraceuticals has been mentioned in this regulation. Food safety standards, approval of non-specified food and food ingredients regulation 2017. Under this regulation, the food which is not having the standards, it is novel to the India. This product has to get approval from the food authority. So the guidelines has been given under this regulation. Food safety standards, alcoholic beverages regulation 2018. Under this regulations, distilled and non-distilled beverage, alcoholic beverages, and the labeling requirements has been elaborated, and the standards for alcoholic beverages has been mentioned. Food safety standards, fortification of the food regulations 2018. Here, the fortification standards for staple food products like maida, wheat, and oil, milk, and some processed foods has been mentioned, and the quantity of the fortificants added has also been elaborated. And the F plus F logo, the requirement for plus F logo has been elaborated under this regulation. Food standards, organic food regulation. Under this regulation, the procedure for getting the approval for the organic foods and has been elaborated. Food safety standards, import regulations. So in this, what are the requirements for imported consignment? If the FBO is planning to import the food product, the requirements for requirements has been mentioned under this food safety standards, import regulation, and the labeling requirements of imported food products also has been elaborated under these regulations. Next slide, please, ma'am. And next slide. Yeah. Under the food safety standards, prohibition and restriction of regulations 2011. Under this, the prohibited items, prohibited items and the restricted items to be used in the food products has been elaborated. Food safety standards, contaminants, toxins, and residues regulation 2011. So under this regulations, the limits of the contaminants, toxins, and residues has been mentioned. Food safety standards, laboratory and sampling analysis regulations 2011. Food safety standards, recognition and notification of laboratories regulation. Food safety standards, advertisement and claim regulations. Under these regulations, what are the claims has been approved by the FSSAI, how to use the claims. For example, sugar free means what are the requirements has to be complied by the FBO has been elaborated. So food safety standards, packaging regulations. Here, the packaging material, use of the packaging materials in contact with food materials has been elaborated. Food safety standards, food for infant nutrition regulations. Here, the standards for infant nutrition, complementary feeding, lactose-free diet, lactose-free formulas has been elaborated. Food safety standards, labeling and display regulation. Under these regulations, the labeling requirements of prepackaged foods and retail food products, bulk food products, ready-to-eat food products has been elaborated. Next slide, please. As per food safety standards, food product standards and regulations, we have nearly 450 products. We have standards. So those standards has been given under the broad categories like dairy products and analogs. Under dairy products and analogs, we have standards for paneer and standard milk products, that is cow milk, animal milk products like such as cow milk, camel milk, and buffalo milk. So these products have standards, and the milk products such as butter, paneer. So the standards has been elaborated under this. And fats and oil and fat emulsions, fruits and vegetable products, cereal and cereal products, meat and meat products, fish and fish products, sweets and confectionery, sweetening agents including honey, salt, spices, condiments and related products, beverages, other food products and ingredients, and the standards for proprietary foods and irradiated foods and fortification of staple foods. These are for under these categories, these 450 products standards has been elaborated. Next slide, ma'am. So, first, regarding the food licensing and registration, the FORCE course, that is Food Safety Compliance System portal, will be used for the applying the food license and the registration. The food license has been issued under the three broad categories, such as registration, state license, and central license. Registration based on the turnover and the production capacity, mainly the turnover and the production capacity, license will be issued. If the FPO is having the turnover less than 12 lakh per annum, so the FPO has to go for registration. If the FPO having the turnover 12 lakhs to 20 crores, he has to go for state license. And if the FPO is having the turnover is more than 20 crores, he has to go for central license. Next slide, ma'am. I request all the participants in your mobile phone or in your laptop, you please log into this phosphos.fssa.gov.in. Then you will get a hands-on experience. If possible, you please log into http://phosphos.fssa.gov.in. Then it is easy for you to learn how to apply for the license or registration. I'll give you 2 minutes. Please log into phosphos.fssa.gov.in.
Dear participants, you can log into that. Yes, they are doing, ma'am.
No, it is not fssa.gov.in, ma'am. It is phosphos.fssa.gov.in. I have given the URL there.
It's
Because some people
FOS. It is given wrong. Yeah, it is FOSCOS, not FSSA.
phosphos.fssa.gov.in. Participants, I request you please log into this URL. So it will be helpful for you to apply, how to apply for the license or registration in hand. So you'll get the in-hand experience, and if you have any queries, you can ask us. So that is what we are requesting you to please log into this phosphos.fssa.gov.in. If you logged in, please tell, then I'll proceed.
Yeah, they're actually commenting in chat box.
They have done.
Yes, they are doing. Few people are replying. Yes,
Achha.
yes.
Okay, ma'am. Then I'll proceed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
In the Phosphos homepage, you can see the view standardized products and apply. First, we'll see the licensing and registration. Blue color tab will be there. First, apply for Tatkal license and registration. Apply for new license and registration. Apply for renewal without sign-in. Modification of license and registration. So these four tabs we are going to see in detail. First, apply for Tatkal license and registration. So here, next slide, ma'am. So the process flowchart for the licenses, first the applicant has to apply for the license, then it will be processed, and the application ID will be generated, and within 15 days of the receival of the application, if you have any queries, the CLA will ask the queries. Otherwise, the license will be issued in Form C. Next slide, ma'am. So this is the process flow. That is, we'll do the scrutiny, and then for the some of the food products like high risk food items, we'll conduct the pre-licensing inspection. Once the inspection is over, then it is satisfactory, then the CLA will issue the license. Next slide, ma'am. So first we have seen the Tatkal licensing system. So the Tatkal licensing system, these are, so the licensing has been given based on the KOBs. So based KOBs and the premises. So I just want to tell you, if you have the multiple premises, you have to get the separate license. If you have the single premises and you are doing the general manufacturing storage kind of business, you have to apply for single license. So it is a premises based. So please understand, if you have two or one premises is located in Tamil Nadu, the other premises is located in Karnataka or Kerala or Telangana, you have to apply for separate license for each of your premises. Okay. So if your premises is located in Tamil Nadu, having the facility of general manufacturing means you are manufacturing your product, and storage facility, you are storing your product and you are distributing it. So all this is called as a kind of business. Based on the kind of business, all the kind of business will be reflected in your license. Mostly the Tatkal licensing system is applicable for distributor, wholesaler, retailer, transporter, storage without atmospheric controlled plus cold storage, and importer, food vending agencies, merchant exporter, petty retailer of snacks and tea shops, hawker. For these kind of businesses, Tatkal licensing system will be used. Under this Tatkal licensing system, the license will be generated very soon, and the applicable documents will be like list of directors. I'll speak detail about the list of documents which has to be submitted for the licensing and registration in the upcoming slides. So these are the KOBs, that is kind of businesses. They are eligible for the Tatkal licensing system. Next slide, ma'am. So this is the process flow. That is this is how the flow for this licensing system. First, you have to select the location where, that is, you are located in Tamil Nadu, and Tamil Nadu, which state, everything you have to select it, and then the kind of business you have to ensure. For example, if you are taking the food product from some other buyer and you are repacking it, you are making into the small packet, you are taking 50 kg and then you are making into 1 kg packets. So that is called as it will come under the repacker kind of business. So if you are giving the formula and you are giving the formula to other manufacturer and then they are making the food product, that is called as a relabeler kind of business. And if you are only having the storage, you are storing the product, you are buying from somebody and you are storing your product, that is called as a storage kind of business. For example, if you are importing from the other country, the foreign countries like US, UK, it will come under the trade, that is importer kind of business. So if you are having the machineries, if you are having the manpower to manufacture, if you are having the premises, and in that case it will come under the general manufacturing, means you are manufacturing the product. So you have to first fix the kind of business. Once the location is confirmed, then you have to fix the kind of business. So once you click on the kind of business category, in our portal it will be like whether you will be eligible for registration or state license, central license. It will be elaborated there. So based on that, you have to click the checkbox. Then you have to give the you fill the premises details and select the appropriate food category. For example, if you are involved in the milk manufacturing, like you are manufacturing the toned milk and flavored milk and butter and milk byproducts, so you have to select it from the drop down. You have to select the category, sub food category and the food product, and then whether you are the manufacturer, repacker or relabeler, you have to mention it properly. That is the third step. After that, your 17-digit user ID will be generated, and that is after the application reference number. So once you fill that, then there are certain documents like list of directors, water test report, and uh, proprietorship declaration or partnership, the company is a partnership company, partnership deed. If it is a corporate company, so company, the registration certificate from the Companies Act, and the recall plan, production unit photograph. So all the mandatory documents, I will speak about the mandatory documents, why the documents are important, everything in the future slides. So those documents in a proper format in the letterhead of the company with proper seal and signature of the authorized signatory, you have to upload it. After that, you have to submit the initial payment of 1,000 rupees, and at the time of the issuance of license, you have to pay the rest of the amount. So this is what the flow of the license. You are applying for the license or registration. This is how the flow takes place. First, you have to select the product, your location and the kind of business, and what are the food products you are manufacturing. You should be clear about it before applying for the license. Next slide. Next slide. So first, we will see the apply for license and registration. This is a home page. Next slide. So if you click on the apply for new license and registration, after Takal registration is for the KOBs, that is trade KOB mostly, and this is for applying for new license registration. Like if you are involved in the general manufacturing, that you are manufacturing some food products, you have to apply it under this. So you have to click the general. Next slide. That red color tab is there, no? So there you have to click and you have to select the which state you belongs to. So there you have to select, if you are in Tamil Nadu, you please select Tamil Nadu. If you are in Karnataka, you select Karnataka. So based on your place, where if you are in Andhra, you select in Andhra. So all the states has been given. You please select the state, which state you belongs to. Next slide, ma'am. So this is the KOB. I told you about the KOB. So that is kind of business. What kind of business you are involved in. So first is manufacturer. If you are manufacturing dairy products, you have to select the dairy units. If you are involved in manufacturing the vegetable oil processing unit, you have to click on vegetable oil processing unit. Slaughterhouse, if you are slaughtering the birds, animals, so you have to select the slaughterhouse. Meat processing unit. Once slaughtering is different, meat processing is different. If you are processing into the meat as a meat products, so that in that case you have to select the meat processing unit. Fish and fish products, for exclusively if you are handling fish and fish products, you have to select the KOB fish and fish products. If you are involved in manufacturing food, health supplements, nutraceuticals, you have to select the foods, health supplements, nutraceutical products. General manufacturing means other food products. And Ayurvedic Ahara, if you are involved in manufacturing Ayurvedic food products, that you have to select the Ayurvedic Ahara food category, KOB kind of business. If you are involved in manufacturing proprietary food products, proprietary food means the food doesn't have standards, but the food contains the ingredients which has standards. So that will be covered under the proprietary food products. Non-specified food and food ingredients. Once you got the prior approval from the food authority, you have to apply under the non-specified food and food ingredients category for substances added to food. That is mainly buyer to buyer food products. If you are selling the products such as nutraceutical products, buyer to buyer, like ashwagandha extract, 50 kgs you are selling it to the other buyer, 50 kg only. So you have to apply it under the substances added to food products. If you are manufacturing additives, if you are manufacturing coloring agents, nutraceutical and functional ingredients, on buyer to buyer basis, you have to apply it under the substances added to food products. And radiation food processing, radiation processing of the food. So here, if your company is involved in the radiation processing of the food products, you have to apply it under this. And 100% export oriented unit. If your companies have the green card and you have to apply it and you are manufacturing the food for only 100% export, you have to apply it under the 100% export oriented unit. Export manufacturer, you are doing the domestic also and you are exporting the food products under export manufacturer, you have to apply it under the export manufacturer units. So under the general manufacturing, you are having these many. So please keep it in mind. If you are manufacturing vegetable oils, you should not apply it under the general manufacturing category. That time we will raise the query. From FSSA side, we will raise the query. If you are manufacturing, that is what the separate food categories has been given. So based on the food categories, you have to apply. So if you are manufacturing the health supplements for the consumer, end consumers, you should apply it under the food and health supplements nutraceutical category. You should not opt the substances added to food category. So you should be careful while selecting the food category. I hope it is clear. And then we'll go to the trade retail. Next slide, ma'am. And also I just want to I just want to tell you, if you click on each food category, that is dairy products and vegetable oil processing units, so there we have given the eligibility criteria. If you are having a turnover more than 12 lakhs, you have to go for registration. If it is 2 metric ton to about 2 metric ton per day and turnover is about 12 lakhs, you have to go for state. Based on the production capacity and the turnover, you have to opt the licensing. So for example, you can click and see in the fish and fish process unit. So there we have given the turnover is more than 12 lakh rupees. Turnover is up to 12 lakh rupees registration. Up to 500 kgs of fish and fish products per day, your processing capacity, and up to 150 metric ton fish and fish products per annum, you have to go for state license. So based on the production capacity and the turnover, you have to apply, you have to select whether your company has to be under the registration, state license or central license. So like that, you can click on each food category, that is kind of business, and then you can make sure which under which so that there is a category your license will be issued. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, thank you. Under the trader category, you just click on to the trader category. First, we have seen the general manufacturing. Then we'll go for trader. Under trader, you have importer, wholesaler, storage, wholesaler, distributor, transportation, retailer, direct seller, food vending agencies, and importer. E-commerce and trade merchant exporter. So they are only involved in trading kind of activity, and they are involved with the storage kind of activity. For them, there's kind of business. If you're only involved, if you're having the premises for storing your food product, and you are selling it to the retailer or you are selling it in a bulk, that is other retailer, you have to opt these kind of businesses. And you are importing the food product, you have to apply your product under the trade and retail kind of business. Here you are selecting the broad food category. You will not specify. For example, if you are handling in milk and milk products, only when you are in your license, only the food category. Under dairy food products like that, dairy and the dairy analog like that only it will come. So the broad food category, the license will be issued. If you are handling only the butter, so we will not issue the license for butter. We will issue the license for dairy products. Like that only the license will be issued. That is broad food category. The license will be issued under these food categories. Next slide, ma'am. So next one, food service agencies. Food service agencies here like petty retailers, snacks and tea shops, hawkers, restaurants, club, canteen, hotels, caterer, midday meal program, ICDS centers. For all these, if the FBOs involved in these kind of businesses, they have to apply it under the food services. Like they are making the food products for immediate consumption. Most of the products, if they have to apply it under the food services category, for them, water test report as per 10500, it is very much mandatory. So they have to submit the report from the NABL accredited laboratory, FSSC notified laboratories. And central government agencies. Next slide, ma'am. Next, central government agencies. Here, the central government agencies, the food business activities, it is happening inside the central government premises. They have to apply it under this category, that is food catering services, that is located inside the central government premises, they have to apply it under this kind of business. Next slide, ma'am. This head office register, head office kind of business, if the business activity is happening in more than one or two states, more than two states, that is one state, they have to apply it under the head office register office address. If the one premises is located in Tamil Nadu, they are having branches in Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. They have to go for this kind of business, and they have to mention the premises wherever they got the application in, where they got the license or registration in their different premises. For them exclusively this head office. Kindly note that if you are having different premises in same Tamil Nadu, different districts, you are not eligible for this head office register office kind of business. If you are having company or organization is more than one state, different state, you will be eligible. If you are having different premises in same state, you are not eligible for this kind of business. Please make a note of it. Next slide, ma'am. So once you have selected the kind of business, please give proceed option. Then you will get this window. There you have to fill your organization name, PAN card number, GST number, your address, street name, everything you have to give. Next slide, ma'am. And here is the, once it is done, you have to give the the eligibility. It will automatically, it will take once the application reference ID and the premises address, wherever it is your state, your district, your street name, your company street name, everything will come, and whether you are applicable for state license, central license, with the eligibility details, it will come. After that, if based on the based on your kind of business, the window will open. That is, general manufacturing means what is your production capacity, that will be reflected. And then food category, sub food category, and the product, everything, the drop down will be there. So you have to carefully select your, based on the food products, you have to carefully select the sub food category and food category under the kind of business. Under the general manufacturing, three kind of businesses will be there. One is the general manufacturing, the second one is a repacker, the third one is a relabeler. I will explain you that general manufacturing means you are manufacturing the products in your own premises, and if it is a repacker means you are buying the food products in bulk, like 100 kgs, 1000 kgs, metric tons, 1 metric ton, and you are repacking in your premises as 1 kg, 2 kg, 500 packets. That will come under, you will be having the minimum equipments like a repacking machine, sealing machine, like that. You will have the minimum machineries, weighing machine. So in that case, you have to come under the repacker kind of business. Relabeler means you will give the formulation. Like you want the food product like dosa mix, that dosa mix. You are formulating one combination, and you are giving it to the other person B, for manufacturing in your own premises, but you are the selling the product. Then you will be coming under the relabeler category. And then once it is done, you have to save, and you can add n number of products based on your production, based on your the production capacity and your feasibility. And if please don't do that when you have the future plans for the production, but at present you are not doing the production, please don't add the products in the license. Whatever you are manufacturing at present, whatever equipments you are having, that products has to be mentioned in your license. If you have future plans for the extension plans for your company, another 4 years, 5 years, 2 years lifespan, don't that product should not be added in your license. This is because most of the FPOs, they are doing this kind of mistake. They don't have the facility, but they are adding n number of products. That time there is a possibility for more number of clarification and rejection of this application. So this is the here you have to be careful what machineries you have, what feasibility, what provisions you have in your premises. Based on that only you have to select the food products. Next slide. So after this, for the export manufacturing, export, if you are involved in the export kind of business, you have to select the food category, what is the quantity you are producing, and the scope. If it is only for export, that one you have to select, and then you have to save and add. Next slide. So after that, once you have selected your, first you have given the premises details. After the product, whatever products you are given, you are manufacturing, that information you have given. Third is the communication details. Here, the register office address, correspondence address, contact details, and technically qualified person details. Each premises, they should have a technically qualified person. Those persons should have a degree in science, science. So that has to be mentioned clearly. And then next slide. Person responsible complying the conditions of the license. So in the list of documents, Form 9 will be there. So there, the person responsible for complying the condition of license in Form 9, and here in Form B also, this person should be same. Most of the FBOs will do mistake here. They will give the either technically qualified person's details in this. Otherwise, some other person, that is a partner's name, they will give it in, they will give in this column. So this person responsible for complying the conditions of the license and Form 9% should be same. So after this, you have to select how many years you want the license, that you have to mention it, and the product category and FSMS number if you have. If you have enrolled in Food Safety Mitra, if you have the Food Safety Mitra number, you have to mention it. And if you have the register office address, license number, you can add it and then save next. Next slide, ma'am. So the here the required documents. The list of, once we have completed the premises details, product details, after the communication details, this is a very important section. Here all the documents has to be in your letterhead. First of all, you please make a note of it. Most of the documents has to be in your letterhead with the sign and the seal of the authorized signatory. If the company is a partnership company, you should add the nomination details also. And so most of the FBOs, they will submit the documents with the plain paper without any signature or letterhead. So it is completely wrong. So please make a note of it. It has to be in the letterhead of the company, and it should be duly signed by the authorized signatory, and the nomination for the authorized signatory also has to be attached. First of all, the blueprint layout plan of the processing unit showing the document dimensions in meter, square meter, and operation area wise allocation. So here I'll give you an example. If you are involved in the general manufacturing, where the production is happening, where the processing is happening, where the labeling or the packaging is happening, and where the dispatch is happening, it has to be given in a very clear way. We don't want the external view of the external blueprint. The blueprint should elaborate the dimensions and the processing units. The blueprint has to be attached. Some FBOs, they will attach the outside premises blueprint. So that we don't want. So we want, if your milk processing unit, for example, I am telling where you are receiving the milk, where the homogenization is happening, how the pasteurization you are doing, where the milk is going for the cooling, and if the silos are there, that you have to mention, and packing unit is there, that you have to mention, and dispatch, like that you have to give the blueprint. And the blueprint should be signed, and if possible, the blueprint in the blueprint, the company address and the name has to be given clearly. And mostly we request you, it should be in a proper format with the duly signed by the authorized signatory. Then comes to the list of directors, partners, proprietor, executive members of the society or trust with the full address, contact details. Here the list of directors. Some of the companies having the more than 10 directors, 5 directors. So this director's name, address, contact details has to be given in a very clear manner, and also their phone number has to be mentioned, and their signature has to be mentioned, and it should be in the letterhead of the company. Then the name and list of equipments and machineries along with the number, installation capacity, and horsepower used. For example, milk processing industry, what are the equipments used? From the receiving area, what are the equipments you are using it? And for the pasteurizing area, what the equipments used? Area-wise equipments is, if you are mentioning it, it will be more clear for the scrutinizing officer and your end also. So you have to mention the equipment details based on the areas. Like pasteurization means what a pasteurizer, and the cooler, and homogenizer. Homogenization section, what are the equipments used? And the other example also we'll see, if it is you are involved in the baking industry, like if you are doing the baking of cookies, biscuits, and cakes. So for cake manufacturing, what are all the equipments you are using? For biscuit manufacturing, what are all the equipments you are using? Like dough kneader and oven, and after that the molding machine and packing machine, sealing machine. So like that, you have to give operation wise and product wise equipment list and their production capacity and the analysis report. So if you are using water as a major ingredient in your food product, you have to submit the water analysis report. That is a recent report. You have to attach. It should not be not more than 1 year old. The it should be taken, the water has to be drawn by the laboratory person, and the you have to, if you are involved in the general manufacturing kind of business, like milk processing unit and meat processing unit, the meat processing, fish manufacturing unit, where the water will come in contact with your product directly, you have to submit water test report as per IS 10500 standards. We will check the parameters, all the parameters as per 10500 standards. If you are involved in packaged drinking water manufacturing, you have to submit the report as per 14543 standards. Then photo ID card, address proof used by the government, issued by the government authority of the proprietor, partner, and director authorized signatory. The photo ID card such as PAN card, your passport or Aadhaar card, this photo ID, government issued photo ID has to be attached. Proof of possession of the premises such as sale deed, rental agreement, and electricity bill has to be attached. Please make a note of it. In the rental agreement, when you are submitting, please don't attach the expired rental agreement. It should be a valid rental agreement, and you have to mention the exact address in the form B also. So in the form B, you will address you. Some people, they will not mention the street name, door number. So it is very difficult for us for the at the time of inspection. So we request the same street number, a door number, survey number, everything should be clear, and it should be mentioned in your form B under the proof of possession. The name, the address of the premises should be same, and the proprietorship declaration, partnership deed, proprietorship declaration, and memorandum of article of association based on the company nature of the company. This has to be attached. If they are the only single proprietor is there, they have to give the declaration that they are a single proprietor, and they have to mention the nominee details. If the partnership company, the partnership details and the deed has to be attached, and it is memorandum of article of association or certificate of incorporation. If it is a it will come under the Companies Act. So this has to be attached. And the form 9, so I told you in form B also, this form 9, that is a nomination of the person as per clause 2.5 of food safety standards rules 2008. So here the person who is you are nominating one person, that person in form 9 and in form B, those two persons should be same. So kindly make a note of it. And recall plan, the draft recall plan has been given here itself. You can just download it and then just read it based on your food product and the kind of business. You just fill it up, and then it should be the letterhead of the company and the sign, and attach it in the form B. Then production unit photograph. This production unit photograph, please don't attach only the equipments from the reception area. That is from the reception of the raw materials, processing, production, labeling, dispatch, everything you have to attach in the production unit photograph. So these are the main documents you have to attach it for the licensing and registration purpose. Next slide, please, ma'am. If you want to attach some other documents, like in case if your premise is located in groundwater over exploitation area, you have to attach the NOC from CGWA. So these kind of documents you have to attach it in the other documents column. Next slide. Next slide. So these are the documents. I have shown it that as per Fosco's format. So if you want, you please make a note of it. Whatever I have explained, I have given it in the bullets. If you want, you can make a note of it. Next slide. So once you have applied, and you will apply for license in Form B, and the license, that is application in the Form B, and we will issue the license in Form C format. So here your license number will be generated, and your registered office address, and then your name of the company, and authorized premises where it is located. What are the kind of business? Here this person is having general manufacturing, substances added to food, importer, exporter, trade, merchant exporter, and exporter kind of business. So you, based on the kind of business, we have issued the license. License will be generated, and the validity period of the license will be there, and the signature of the CLA, that is a system based signature, will be there, and in the annexure, what is the exact product you have applied, it is being mentioned in the license. So what food category you have chosen, what exact food products you are manufacturing, everything will be reflected in your license copy. This is a sample license for your reference. So once you got the license number, it has to be displayed in your premises. This license has to be displayed in your premises, the predominant place, and this license number has to be mentioned in your label of the food products. Next slide. So this is your user, that is you have to, how you, once you got the license, in future purpose, how you will log in, means you have to log in business. There you have to click and you will get the user sign in. There you have to mention your license number. First you will get the license number while reference number while applying for license. After that you will have to, once the license is generated, you have to use that license number as a user ID. After that password, you will be generating your password, and then you have to log into to your own portal. Next slide. This is your portal. You have to mention it, and then next slide, ma'am. 14-digit license number, your password. Then you have to sign in. Next slide, ma'am. Here you have, this is your dashboard, that is FBO dashboard. So here you incomplete application, you are filing the application, in between you struck means it will be there, the incomplete application, submitted application with successful payment. Once the application is made and then you have submitted to the authority, it will be there in this submitted applications with successful payment, reverted application by the authority. Once you have submitted the application, the authority will scrutinize your application within 50 days time period, and then if there is any query, they will raise the query. It will be, you can see the queries under the reverted application by the authority. And once the license is issued, it will be reflected in the issued column. Okay. So after that, in this side dashboard, the side of the dashboard, you will see the renewal option, modification, surrender and transfer of consumer grievances, annual return filing, inspections. So these are all the things you can see here. So if you want to renew your license, you have to go to the renewal option and then you have to proceed with that. If you want, for example, you are applying for the license, and if now you are having a production plan for milk, only liquid milk, and in future you are having a production plan for paneer and butter, you are extending your products. First you have to apply the license for milk and milk products based on the equipment premises. Once you have expanded into paneer and butter, you have to apply for modification, and you have to apply for this paneer and butter in the same license. No need to go for the separate license. The same license itself, you can, by paying 1,000 rupees, you have to go for the modification, and then you have to get the license. In the same license number will be there, but the products will be included under the modification tab. Surrender and transfer. So you are closing your company for some reason and you are not going to continue your business, then you have to surrender. Under surrender category, you have to click and surrender your license. For filing the annual return tab will be there. So there you have to file the annual returns. So inspection. So if the inspector is coming for inspections, it will be notified under the inspection tab. And once inspections happen, if they are raising any queries, it will be reflected in the inspection tab. Next slide, please, ma'am. So apply for modification. So in case if you are adding some products, you have to click modification. Apply for modification. Status of non-Form C modification. So there you have to click, and then you will get these options. Next slide, please. So payment selection. So under the payment selection, you have to pay the initial payment of 1,000 rupees for the modification, new or modification license. And after that, payment acknowledgement will be there, and then application reference number will be generated once you have done the payment. So if you have any queries, you can mail to helpdesk @fsca.gov.in. Our toll-free number 1800 So here you can call and then you can ask any queries are there. If you are stuck anywhere, you can call to this number or you can mail to our help desk. Next slide, please. So after that, you have to know whether my product is whatever you are manufacturing, that product it has standards or what. So you want to check it out means you have to go to this tab, like view all. It is there in the homepage itself. View all FSSA standardized food products. You just click on there, and you will get all around the 450 to 500 product standards has been mentioned in that standardized food product list. Next slide, please. So here I have given the example. You can type whatever rice or rice brand. So rice means you will type, you will get rice bran oil, refined rice bran oil, basmati rice, blended rice. So many rice categories, it will filter it and give you. So based on your production and the food product, whatever you are manufacturing, if you are manufacturing basmati rice, you have to select the basmati rice category and in your license. If you are manufacturing blended rice, you have to select the blended rice. It has standards. So you no need to go for the proprietary food product. In the under general manufacturing itself, you can apply. Next slide. So that's all about the licensing and labeling requirements, how to apply it under the FOSS course, and how to select the food category, what are the documents you have to attach, and what is the how do you have to do the modification, renewal process, everything we have seen. Next, we will see the packaging and labeling requirements of the food products. Once your product has been prepared and it has to be put in the packaged form, the label is must. All the pre-packed food items, it has to be labeled properly as per FS's labeling and display regulations 2017. Next slide, ma'am. So these are all the major labeling requirements for most of the pre-packed food products. So such as first, name of the food product. Name of the food product has to be mentioned as per the regulation, and fancy names it's not allowed. So based on the nature of the food product, the name of the product has to be mentioned. Then the name of the list of ingredients. List of the ingredients such as it should be in the descending order of composition, and nutrition information. The entire nutrition information has to be mentioned. Carbohydrate, protein, vitamins, minerals, and dietary fiber content, sodium content has to be mentioned. And then declaration of veg and non-veg logo, declaration regarding food additives. If you are adding any food additives like polyols, the product contains polyols, it has laxative effect. So it has to be mentioned clearly on the label. declaration regarding food declaration or the name and complete address of the manufacturer. Who's manufacturing the food products? If there is more than one manufacturer, manufacturer one, manufacturer two, manufacturer three, so all the manufacturing details has to be mentioned on the label of the food products. FSSAI logo and license number. Once the license, if you got the 14-digit FSSAI license number, it has to be mentioned on the label with the FSSAI logo. Net quantity, retail sale price, and consumer care details, lot number, batch number, code number. So this is required because if there is some foodborne outbreak has been happened, for to ease the food recall, this batch number is very must. You have to mention the batch number, code number, lot number on the label of the food products. Date marking such as expired by, date of manufacturing detail, date of manufacturing, and expired by details has to be mentioned on the label of the food products. Instruction for use. If there are any some preparations, special preparations required for the use of for the product, food product, it has to be mentioned clearly on the label. Declaration regarding the food allergens. There are some 8 food allergens like soybean, fish and fish products, and wheat, gluten. So these kind of products, what the declaration of the food allergen contains food allergen. A declaration has to be mentioned on the food product. Next slide.
Madam, sorry to interrupt. We have also less time till 12
Okay,
o'clock.
ma'am. I got 4
Yes,
slides.
yes. Please come.
Okay. Next slide, ma'am. So here we are having the food FSSAI logo, license number, and food additive details, batch number, manufacturer use by details, and the nutrition information, how it has to be mentioned, and statutory warning for some of the food products. If it is an imported food product, the country of origin details has to be mentioned, and the imported details has to be mentioned clearly. In case of alcohol, some food products, the caution notice has to be mentioned. That is declaration regarding consumption of alcohol injurious to health. This declaration has to be mentioned on the label of the food product. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, that's all about my presentation. So here we have seen about how you have to apply for the license, what are the mandatory requirements, and regarding the packaging, I have given you the glimpses. What are the major labeling requirements required for your label of the food product, prepacked food products? So if you have any questions, please.
Thank you, ma'am, for the highly informative and insightful session on food safety standard and quality control regulations for startups. You have clearly explained the key aspects of FSSAI regulations, the importance of food safety standard, and the process for compliance and licensing, and the quality control that every startup in the food sector must be aware of. Your practical insights on showing how startups can register license were extremely useful for all our participants. We really appreciate your time and expertise in simplifying such an important topic for the agri startup community. Thank you once again for joining us today. So the participants, if you have any question regarding this topic, you can keep in chat box, and also you can raise your hand. So the questions will be taken up now. So few questions are there in the chat box already. I'll take up the questions. So Vipin is asking, is it possible to list my product on e-commerce platform before getting the FSSAI license number?
Yes, ma'am. E-commerce platform, if they are having their own portal, they have to apply it under a trade e-commerce kind of business is there. There they can go for e-commerce, and they have given the URL. So which URL they are using it, where the consumer can get that URL should have the that is e-commerce facilities like buying a facility that e-commerce should have. They should not only list the products. The consumer has to get the products. So the trade facility should be there in the e-commerce website. And also if they are selling it in the Amazon, Flipkart, we cannot issue license under the e-commerce, so they have to get the license for their particular URL. And the based on the food category, only the food category will be mentioned under the e-commerce kind of business. If he is selling the milk and milk products, only the one category it will be mentioned in the license copy of the manufacturer.
Yes, ma'am. So
I think it is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hope you got the answer. And then one more participant is asking, how can an agriculture college offering experiential learning programs apply for an FSSAI license for its student-run food processing units, and how many days does it usually take to obtain the license?
Ma'am, only when there is a monetary benefit is there. If they are selling the food products, then and there is a proprietor or some person who's responsible for the manufacturing unit is there. When we will come for inspection and they are having the equipments, full-fledged equipments, then that process will be same as per the what I have explained. So there should be a responsible for person whenever we are coming for the inspection, and because the FBO means they are involved in the monetary, because they are selling the product, they are getting the benefits. So and also they are having the particular equipments will be there. They have to file the annual returns. So in that case, if everything is there, the same process will be applicable for them also.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Dr. Vivek, hope you got the answer.
Ma'am, I would like to add on that.
Yes,
Morning. Ma'am, basic registration would be sufficient for such a lab, ma'am. License may not be required. Only a registration
Okay,
would be sufficient, ma'am.
Okay. So, Dr. Vivek, only registration is required for such units, it seems. Yeah. So, Neeraj Kumar is asking, is a farming license required for the fertilizer?
No. It's only for food license, ma'am. Only food products. We will issue license only for the food products, not fertilizers.
Okay, ma'am. What is the minimum annual turnover required for a business to obtain a central FSSAI license?
Central FSSAI license
Yes,
or
ma'am.
registration, or they want a license.
Yes, ma'am. Central FSSAI license they mentioned.
Okay, central FSSAI license. They should have a turnover about 20 crore.
For 20 crore. Okay, ma'am. Then Ram is asking, what are the penalties for operating a food business without valid FSSAI license or registration?
It is elaborated in the Act, Food Safety Standards Act.
Ma'am, I would like to add on that. Earlier it was 5 lakhs, but now since the people are operating without a license, and only when a complaint comes, we are able to actually track down the FBO. So the penalty has been made high. It is up to 10 lakhs depending on the seriousness of the issue. So operating without a license is a serious offense. So you need to take your license or registration as per your eligibility criteria.
Thank you, Lydia ma'am, for the information. And then Bhaskar is asking how to maintain proper records and documentation to meet FSSAI audit standards.
Ma'am, for a basic registration, if you have 25 people working there, so you need to have a fast track trained person, meaning there is a training that FSSA is conducting. So we do an online training. We do issue them a certificate, and that is valid for 2 years. So they are actually trained. So once they are trained, so it is like 1:25. So if you have 25 employees, one person has to be trained so that they can go back and train the other people. So that has been mandated. So records as in like registration is very small for petty business operators only, but for license they need to maintain records. So usually when we go for inspection for a central license unit, we do see records of almost for 1 year. They need to maintain records for 1 year, be
Yes,
it
ma'am.
water report or the product analysis report or whatever it is, or the raw material testing report, or the COA that is being collected from the other manufacturers from whom they are procuring. So they need to maintain records of that documents minimum for 1 year of their procurement and all.
Yeah, thank you, Lydia ma'am. And also I request speakers to switch on video. Then I'll take up one more question. So Mahesh is asking, annual filing is necessary for under 12 lakh turnover.
Didn't get your question properly, ma'am. Could you please repeat it?
Yes, Mahesh is asking, is the annual filing is necessary for under 12 lakh turnover?
My manual filing is applicable for licensing categories for manufacturer, exporter, and importer. And manufacturer in this sense includes your repackers and relabelers. So he's talking about this 12 lakh turnover, which means it is pertaining to a registration. They may not be required, they might be exempted, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Will a farmer need an FSSAI license to sell rice on e-commerce website?
Farmers are exempted, ma'am. Farmers and fishermen are exempted, but if they're putting it on an e-commerce website, they may take a basic registration.
Okay, ma'am. Then Babu is asking how FSSAI supporting innovation and new product development in the agri-food startup ecosystem.
New product innovations are always welcome, ma'am. So we have something, as my colleague already, Ms. Supriya already explained, there's a provision for proprietary foods. So basically those are innovative foods which are actually not standardized. So you can always come up with innovations, and based on whatever is the innovation, we'll be examining the application, and we will be scrutinizing it, and whatever is the support that is required from our side, we will be giving it, ma'am. So we have brought about categories. Earlier proprietary food was not there, nutraceutical was not there. So these are all like products and regulations that have come up with. So they can actually apply for licenses according to their product that they're manufacturing. So proprietary food in itself is an innovation only of the standardized products. You make something, you just add on something to it to make it into an innovative product, provided the ingredients used are already safe and it has a history of consumption here, but it is not standardized. So those kind of products, we already have, licensing part of it called as the proprietary food. So they can always apply.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I hope there are no more questions. Yeah. So thank you, participants, for all your questions. So still, if you have any questions, you can reach out direct. Their contact details are shared in the chat box. And also, if you miss any part of today's webinar and some of the highlights, the YouTube link to watch the full session is also provided in the chat box. You can watch it. And to stay updated on upcoming events and programs and exciting opportunities from Manage, be sure to follow us on our social media. Along with this, Manage SIA Cohort 14 applications are open. You can apply for it and get a funding up to 25 lakhs. So the registration link is given in the chat box. And the last date for the application is 25th October. And also we have launched new incubation center called Manage Fisheries Startup Innovation Hub, dedicated exclusively to fostering innovation and entrepreneurship in the fisheries sectors. And the application for the Manage Fish Up Incubation Program is also open for the fishery startups and aquapreneurs. So the in the chat box, and the last date is 25th October. Along with this, we have opened applications for the Manage Aqua Eureka, a national level aqua innovation business challenge supporting the budding entrepreneurs to present their ideas. So the registration link is also given in the chat box. You can register for it. And the Manage Fisheries Hub 22 days pre-incubation mentoring program applications also opened. So you can apply for it. Last date is 12th October. So before concluding the session, I would like to thank Lydia ma'am and Supriya ma'am for sharing your valuable insights today. And thank you so much for patiently answering all the questions. So your explanation to the every question appreciated. So this session cleared many of our doubts which we don't know. So it's really our pleasure to have you here. And also I would like to thank Director Dr. Sarunan Rasar for making this 262-week webinar journey success. And also I would like to thank Manage SIA team for organizing this today's session. Finally, don't forget to share your feedback. The feedback link is given in the chat box, and also do register for the upcoming webinar. Until then, see you next week. Thank you, Lydia ma'am and Supriya ma'am.
Ma'am, on behalf of FSSA SRO, we would like to extend our, thanks to your department as well, and our director, on behalf of our director, Shri V.K. Pancham, we would like to extend our, thanks for inviting, so that, it was very nice and, innovative to actually, interact with students. I could see from the chat box, there were a lot of students also. So it was, in a way, session was good. So we could actually have an outreach. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for
ma'am.
joining.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you, both of you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity. Yes, ma'am. I thank the participants and your
Thank you,
department
Supriya,
and
ma'am.
Lydia ma'am. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And our director also for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So we'll end the session now.